Hi everyone, today is our Thursday, the 28th, and I am recording the informational video for this week. So just to kind of get an idea, Prokaryote quiz closes tonight at midnight. If you have not taken that, you need to make sure that you take the time to complete that quiz. The new material, you do not have a quiz this week, starting the 28th through, that would be, what is it, the 1st. We don't have a quiz this week. We will have one next week, okay? Next physical week. So, what we're looking at here, the lab manual, I'll pull that up really quickly. The lab manual is big. This is big because it has all of the protistas in it. So just like before, you need to go through and you need to become familiarized with images and with labeling to make sure that if you were to get one of these drawings or illustrations or even an image, that you could label it correctly. There is important information within these little paragraphs. Now what I have done, and I did last time, if you'll notice it's two categories. There's a small scale protistas, which are going to be this primarily unicellular. This is what we call the microprotista. However, if you notice, there's a second division that starts here where it's the multicellular organisms, and this is the macroprotista. So if you're looking at your PowerPoints, the PowerPoints I've gone through and I've consolidated. I'll open one of those up. So here is the microprotista. So I've gone through and I tried to consolidate information to where you're getting exposed to it. But obviously the lab manual has information that you need to be familiar with. So just make sure that you are looking at both sources, comparing what's on both, making sure you know differences and whatnot. So that's microprotista. The macroprotista, which is here, I made a post about this, but this is the macroprotista. There was an image on slide 10. So I have uploaded the new one, but there was an image on slide 10 that was not just Phaeophyta. It was, there was representatives from the Rhodophyta and the Chlorophyta, and so it was a misleading picture. So I took that off. So that is an update. So this is the correct slide. So if you have the version of the slide that has a picture here, you are to disregard that picture, and if you use that picture to answer questions, you're going to get some questions wrong, okay? Because naturally people think, oh, it's on the Phaeophyta slide, so all of those must have been the Phaeophyta, which was my fault in the first place last semester that I put it up there, and so that is why it was removed, okay? And again, these were the macroprotistas, which could also be primarily the multicellular protistas. So there's all of your material that you're to use to study. Your questions, you have two sets. And I had a couple of people that were a little confused. Hopefully it will be easier this week for you. But when you open up, and I know your screen looks a little different than mine, but when you open up these questions, there should be a file that you can download. So it's going to have a Word document, and that has the list of questions on it. That's what you're answering, okay? So this is going to release tonight at 5:30. And so you will see that opening tonight, and also the chapter 15 part 2 questions. This is going to be over the entirety of the protistas, both micro and macro. The protista video, you have a video to watch. These are the questions that you are to answer. They're in the description, okay? And so make sure that you are taking care of that. and that should be opening up this afternoon too, but I see that I have some submissions, so I must have opened it sooner than I meant to, but I'm not overly stressed about it. So let me check real quick just to make sure that it has the correct due date. So apparently I opened it on the 21st instead of on the 28th, which is okay. All right, so those are going to be due on February 4th, which is next Thursday. So I did open them a little early. So those three are kind of the assignment for this week. Next week, I went ahead and I put a virtual lab up here. It has pond water. Again, the website is listed here for you, but the website should also be found on the sheet. So, gosh, mine doesn't, I need to pull up my, anyway, it will have this link on the actual sheet also. And so next week you will do that, and you will have your 2 quizzes. I'm pretty sure that I've gone ahead and I've opened this one, and that way you can access it, okay? All right, so that one should be ready to go, but I'll double check to make sure those are all accessible. These quizzes will open. Let's see where I have them. I have it opening on February 4th, and it will stretch to February 11th. So I know this is kind of a little confusing, but I try to give you a full week with everything. So I'm giving you this week and next week for the chapters and the video and the pond water, and then these quizzes will show up on this Thursday. Okay, so it'll actually show up, I think you have to have them done by the 4th. So that's kind of the gist. Just follow dates. Make sure that you're looking at when things are due. If there is a date that happens to look strange or incorrect, send me an email. I'd be more than happy to look at it to make sure that that's what I want to do. Otherwise, that's all I know. So send me messages if you get confused. Otherwise, have a great week. I hope everything goes wonderful. Stay safe, and I will talk to you next week.